Okay, guys, on this Las Vegas murder rampage, I'd like to point out a couple of things. We know now that Steve Paddock was an auditor for one of the most secretive and clandestine government contractors on the planet, Lockheed Martin. An auditor is a position that could potentially find all kinds of dead bodies and skeletons in the books. We already know that there's been billions, if not trillions of dollars missing between our government and various contractors, Lockheed Martin included. Now, what if Steve Paddock had some dirt from his days as a government auditor, and he'd been minding his own business all this time, and all of a sudden he decided, well, maybe I need to say something about this. So they target him for a hit. Imagine they were going to wipe him out anyway. What better way to wipe out a leak than to set him up as a patsy in a mass murder? Okay, that automatically makes him the bad guy. It automatically makes everybody turn and focus on the mass shooting rather than the fact that Steve Paddock worked for one of the most secretive and clandestine government contractors in the world. Okay, they got a twofer here. They got rid of their potential leak, their potential whistleblower, and they got a pretty darn good argument for some kind of gun control, new measures, if not total disarmament for U.S. citizens. Like Mr. Green at AMTV says, yes, they're letting it look. They're pushing the narrative that this guy was absolutely the last person on the planet that one would think would do something like this. Okay, so if somebody like this can do something like this, then anybody could. So we have to be afraid of everybody. We have to be afraid of everybody who can get a gun, who's not, within the cabal. Okay, so they got rid of the leak, and the mass murder serves as good fodder for gun control. Okay, now if you think about it and think back to the John F. Kennedy assassination, overlay the logistics of this incident with what we know about the JFK assassination. You could almost interchange the chronology and the cover-up strategy between the two. The lone gunman in a window at a great distance with the improbability of pulling it off, physically pulling it off, the possibility and probability of multiple shooters that they're avidly trying to hide in all narratives. Just think about it. Think about how the Kennedy assassination went down and how this went down. Forget about the numbers. The numbers don't matter. JF Kennedy assassination was probably one of the most open murders in the history of the United States government, and they got away with it. They got away with it scot-free. And they'll probably get away with this one too.